Hello my friends, long time no see. I did do a video about a week ago now, 5 days ago, something like that, but it turned out to be rubbish, so it got deleted. In fact, I did it on the Thursday and the Friday last week, so we know what happened then, so I didn't have the gumption to do anything with that. I'm supposed to be in Scotland, but I'm not. Fed up with prices being so high. Diesel, gas at home, electricity at home, all the rest of it. So I've come out in my van for a local trip. I've done 5 days at Salisbury, which is my local campsite. And now I've come along the coast to Norman's Bay, which is where William the Conqueror came ashore from Normandy, set up Pevensey Castle, which is close by, which I'm hoping to do this afternoon, and then marched up to what is now the town of Battle, and that's where the Battle of Hastings took place in 1066. I'm going to look at the town of Pevensey, which is a mile and a bit along here, and see what there is to offer. And it's nearly coffee time as well. Over there we've got Eastbourne, and there is a bit sticking out right in the middle of the frame, which is a Martello Tower. And this is Pevensey Bay, incorporating Norman's Bay. It heads all the way around there, and again that bit sticking out is Hastings, further on Folkestone, Dover, etc, etc. This is on the corner of the main street in Pevensey. Bay Hotel, bit of it looks nice. I don't think it's in use. Got me sandwich for my walk. You can see the town, the main street behind me. Typical seaside town, I guess. Out of season, not much going on. Fish and chips shops, sandwiches, takeaways, Chinese. Okay, done that. Let's go and find this castle. Castle in Pevensey Bay, looks quite nice. Again, not for me today. A field with lots of bollards here. It's a bit strange, but I just looked on the map, and it's the Pevensey Bay car boot. Don't know how often it's held. Anyway, this is the path to Pevensey Castle, and that little village I was just in was Pevensey Bay. Pevensey itself is, I don't know, a mile and a half up here through this bramble infested pathway. Plenty of blackberries around here. Probably gone a bit over now. Actually, let's try one. Tasted not much really. Crikey, look at this bush. Should have brought a bucket. That was nice. Let's try another one. Quite small. They were alright. In the distance I can see a church. I think that's one of the turrets of Pevensey Castle. So a good mile, couple of miles to go. shows what I know. So that's the church at Pevensey, as it's in the village, and probably not going to see it on here. Where those cows are, just above them to the right, there's a bit of rock sticking up, ruined rock, ruined stone. That's Pevensey Castle, or what's left of it, right in the middle. So got to get over there somehow. So the path just takes me along the edge of Pevensey Church to my left, and the graveyard to the right here. There we go, that's the church that I saw earlier. Don't know how old it is. I'll go and have a look. Looks pretty old. I'm just rubbish. So the parish church of St Mary the Virgin, West Ham. Well, I never. Fantastic. That's quite funny. So I don't know whether I'm in Pevensey or West Ham, but on the map it shows Pevensey, and then the castle is just ahead of me. But West Ham's good enough, of course. Up the hammers, and finally Pevensey Castle. Well, part of it, part of the walls. If I had a drone, there we go, that's what it would look like. So a quick read of a panel while you look at the wall. So Pevensey played a role in some of the most important events in England's history, from the Norman invasion and the anarchy to the Peasants' Revolt. So this Roman fort, this is the Roman walls around the whole site. This was built in 290 AD. And they used distinctive bands of red tiles, which you can see from this spot, and then stone. This was left abandoned for about a century. They were re-inhabited in the 6th century, and by the time William Conqueror arrived in 1066, Pevensey was a prosperous town. The place is massive, and I've not even got in there yet. So that is the medieval fortress, medieval castle, 13th century. On the right hand side is the initial keep. So that was the first thing that was built around 1066, 1067. And then if I pan all the way around, you get a view of the Roman walls. So I'm standing in the middle, and you've got Roman walls all the way around. So 290, what it was started. So 1700 years ago, something like that. That's the entrance I've just come in. And a lot of the wall has disappeared there. This was also a Saxon foreshore, a Saxon castle. So there would have been water down there. That's where the levels would have come up to. And then we come back to the fortress itself. Let's go and have a look inside. This is the main entrance. I'm going to go and head in there, show my pass. It's like a face, doesn't it? Oh, it has got water in it. Pretty impressive. Over the drawbridge, or what would have been a drawbridge. Can't remember the secret handshake. tower just next to the bridge where I came in, and I've been told to start at this signpost here with the cannon. Just say the red gun carriage is a replica, but the cast iron gun on top is one of the oldest English cast iron guns. It was first made in 1543 in Sussex, encouraged by Henry VIII. This example has got on the top Tudor rose and crown with ER for Edwardus Rex, meaning it was cast in the reign of Edward VI. This could fire a 4-kilogram ball over a mile. During firing, the muzzle cracked and the gun had to be shortened by 11 inches. And this is believed to be one of 2 guns that defended Pevensey in 1587 during the attempted invasion by the Spanish Armada. There we go, ER. I suppose any guns we get made nowadays are going to be CR, Charles Rex. Ah, tower, so head up, let's go and have a look up here. This should give us some views. The eastern entrance and the village there, that must be Pevensey. And this is the Inner Bailey. Fairly quiet today. And that's a little English heritage hut where you have to pay or show your passes. Probably find out later. That looks like a chapel. There's a sign next to it, so no doubt that'll prove me wrong. This is 28th of September 1066, and you can see 700 ships carrying William the Conqueror's army, and they landing at Pevensey Bay. And we can see how close the bay is to the Roman fortifications. And just inside one of the towers, down on ground level now, looking at this building. Chapel. Hey, got something right. I'm going to head down these steps to the North Tower basement. Originally it had a vaulted ceiling, but without a fireplace and its floor below the level of the moat, this room must have been damp and uncomfortable. So it was probably used for storage rather than accommodation. Quite a few floors down. Bit of damp in the walls. And you can see a couple of the supports there and the arches where the roof went. It's quite an interesting little board. See if I can work it while filming it. So this is showing present day Pevensey. So we can see the castle here, various rivers, and then along here you've got the bay. But by moving this, we can now see Pevensey at 1066. So there's the castle. So this is all the channel, and they would have sailed right up to it. And the upstairs of the museum, we've got a little timeline showing the Normans, William's warring sons. 1101, Henry I took an army to Pevensey. The anarchy. Rebuilding the castle in 1216. 1264, long sieges. Late Middle Ages, 1400s, a royal prison. And then today, ruin and reuse. And there's a small exhibition in the East Tower talking about the Second World War, soldiers living in the castle. Bombs dropping in the nearby area. Sandwich Head. Just walking around some of the outer bits. During the war, local builders were contracted to help make the castle easier to defend. The south wall was replaced with anti-vehicle obstacles and the entrances were blocked. Pillboxes were added to the Roman and medieval ruins. So there we go. After the war, the entrances to the pillboxes were blocked but left in place as a memorial to those who fought during the conflict. Gun emplacement. There's a sign 1939 to 1945 up on the wall there. A bit of sun has just come out, so that's the Second World War pillbox. Designed to blend in. Try and film with the sun behind me, or the brightness, not much sun. Pile of trebuchet balls. They were found in the moat and date from 1264. And trebuchet is a large wooden siege engine used to hurl balls like that. They're about 14-15 inches diameter. And they used to fling them great distances. And that was the East Tower, the well in the foreground, the chapel just to the left, and the North Tower, that's where the museum was, and the good viewing platform. And back round to the cannon and the main gate. That's the bridge I've come over just on the right. Pretty substantial walls, these. The moat goes around there. Roman walls continue around the back, although that's where they've subsided. And then I'm heading out that gate there. And the eastern gate, which takes us out into Pevensey. And that's the main gate. Bit of a crack in the wall to my left. So let's find our way back to the campsite. Cheerio.